Abridged, Brahma Purana. Bhagwan, Shri Brahma. About Bhagwan Shri Brahmaji. Appearance of Brahmaji. According to the scriptures, Brahmaji was born on the lotus that had arisen from the navel of the eternal omnipresent Bhagwan Narayan Vishnu. During the period of annihilation, Pralaya, all the creations were destroyed and the creatures that had gone into Maharloka, the fourth of the upper worlds according to the Puranas, take birth again on the earth as per their deeds. Bhagwan, who keeps an account of the innumerable deeds of those innumerable creatures and arranges for their incarnations accordingly, is called Brahma. Scriptural appearance of Brahmaji. Scriptures describe the appearance of Bhagwan Shri Brahmaji this way. Om Chaturmukhaya Vidmahe Hamsarudya Dhimhi Thanno Brahma Prachodhyat. Om Parmeshwaraye Vidmahe Hamsarudya Dhimhe Tanno Brahma Prachodhyat. Bhagwan Shri Brahmaji has 4 heads, holds Vedas, rosary, Yagyopavita, sacred thread, and Kamandalu, the ball with the handle at the top in half-round shape. Wears red clothes and rides a swan. He is none other than Brahmaji, the great-great-grandfather of all of us. 4 heads of Bhagwan Shri Brahmaji. Bhagwan Shri Brahmaji is shown with 4 heads. Besides being the creator of the universe, Brahmaji is a deponent of the deeds of all the creatures as well. To allot various incarnations to the creatures as per their deed is the duty of Brahmaji. Hence, the full knowledge of a creature's deeds is an indispensable precondition before deciding an incarnation for it. Only then full justice could be assured for a creature. Hence, to look around in all the directions, Bhagwan Shri Brahmaji has 4 heads. White beard of Brahmaji. Brahmaji is the great-great-grandfather of all of us. Hence, his appearance must match his status. Since antiquity, in a single day of Brahmaji, no one knows how many millions of creatures take birth and die. The period since antiquity can be calculated according to astrology. Since Brahmaji has such an eternal existence, his appearance must correspond to his eternity as well, so that a feeling of respect could naturally arise among the people for him. Hence, Bhagwan Brahma is shown with a white beard. Swan as a vehicle. Swan is a white bird. Bhagwan has bestowed it with unique virtues. Virtues that are not to be found in any other creatures of the 84 lakh incarnations. Their virtue is Nirakshira Viveka, that is, if milk is mixed with water, a swan is capable of separating milk from water and taking it, rejecting the water. While giving the indication, Brahmaji ensures that every creature deserves a full justice as per his/her deeds, no matter how much entangled it might be. There should not be any ado in the justice. People must also learn from it that they should imbibe only the valuable part of a thing and discard the worthless. Only then they could be regarded as a doer of good deeds and thus receive the honor in the society. Purpose of holding Vedas. Bhagwan Shri Brahmaji is also shown as holding Vedas in one of his hands. Why? It is natural to be curious about it. Vedas are undoubtedly the most ancient, eternal, everlasting, the most comprehensive, futuristic, scientific, rhythmic, systematic, procreation, highly respected as well as the most relevant scriptures in any ages in the world. Even the great annihilation, Pralaya, could not destroy Vedas because Almighty Bhagwan Shri Brahmaji himself had taken incarnation to save Vedas during annihilation. Hence, Vedas have neither beginning nor the end. Besides, Vedas also remind Bhagwan Shri Brahmaji of the previous Kalpa, the grand period that includes all the four yugas. Vedas also teach us that everything is destructible, only the truth cannot be destroyed. Hence, in the carnation of destructible body, never forget the indestructible, eternal, Almighty Paramatma because every other thing in the world is bound to be destroyed one day. Rosary in second hand. The great-great-grandfather of all the creatures, Bhagwan Brahma teaches by his appearance that the human incarnation is not just for the mundane jobs. Instead, among the mundane jobs, human beings must keep on remembering the Almighty Paramatma. Without chanting, reciting, and repeating the holy name of the Almighty Paramatma Par Brahma, the welfare of any human being is simply not possible. Hence, by the rosary in the second hand, Brahmaji teaches that we should always keep on chanting, reciting, repeating the name of the Almighty Paramatma for your welfare. Japta Siddhi, Japta Siddhi, Japta Siddhi, Nasanshaya. Meaning, one gets perfection only by chanting, reciting, repeating the name of the Almighty Paramatma, there is no doubt about it. Hence, while comprehending these things, human being must keep on chanting, reciting, repeating the name of the Almighty Paramatma, the omnipresent Bhagwan, whether he is moving or sitting, eating or drinking and sleeping or awakening. Kamandalu, coconut shell ball, with the half-round shaped handle at the top. Jalame, Jivanam. That is, water is life. Water is the basic physical element that caused the whole creation to exist. The coconut shell ball with the half-round shaped handle at the top. Kamandalu, held by Brahmaji, also holds water, thus depicting the hassle-free existence and continuance of the whole creation. Seat, asan, of the lotus. Lotus is the seat, asan, for Bhagwan Shri Brahmaji. Lotus also adorns the hand of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu and is an essential item to worship Bhagwan Shiva. Everyone knows that the lotus grows from the muck. Thus, it teaches that in spite of being born of the muck, be as much pure as possible. Including humans, all creatures are born out of the muck called passion and illusion. They are unable to free themselves from these two. Thus, the lotus, asana, seat of Brahmaji, teaches that regardless of origin one must strive to be as free and pure as possible from the influences of one's own origin. In other words, humans must obtain themselves from the passion and illusion of the world despite being surrounded by them. Mata Saraswati. Appearance of Mata Saraswati. Mata Saraswati is the Mata ruling all kinds of knowledge. No one can gain meaningful knowledge without worshipping Mata Saraswati. That's why followers of other religious sects also worship Mata Saraswati, though the name and appearance may differ slightly. Appearance of Mata Saraswati is described this way in the scriptures. Shuklam Brahma Vichara Sara Parmamadhyam Jagat Vyapinam Veena Pustaka Dharinni Abhyada Jadyandhakara Abham Hest Svatika Malikam C.A. Dadtin Padma Asne Sansthitam Vande Tvam Parmeshwarin Bhagwatin Buddhipradam Shardam. Meaning, I meditate on Devi Sharada, who is pure white in color, and whose deepest essence can only be fathomed by inquiring into the nature of Brahman, absolute consciousness, who is supreme and primeval, and her essence is spread across the whole universe as consciousness. Who is holding the Veena, symbolizing the essence of music, and book, symbolizing the essence of knowledge, and displaying the gesture of fearlessness. Arising out of knowledge, the knowledge which removes the darkness of ignorance from our minds. Who is holding a garland of crystal beads in her hand, shining with purity, and who is abiding on the seat of lotus, blooming like an awakened consciousness. I extol and worship her, who is the Supreme Mata, who awakens our intelligence. I worship Devi Sharada. Significance of book and Veena, lute. Noted sage Bhartrihari writes that without literature and music, a man is not more than an animal. Hence the book and Veena in the hands of Mata Saraswati teaches that if the humans wish to do away with their bruteness, knowledge of literature and music is must for them. Hence, Mata Saraswati is shown with a book and Veena as the symbols of literature and music respectively. Beaded Rosary. The ultimate goal of knowledge is salvation. Salvation is possible only with unification with Paramantma Parbrahma. And rosary is one of the means for unification with Paramantma Parbrahma. But why a rosary of white beads only? It is so because white beads depict spotless purity. Thus, it teaches us to rise above the blemishes of passion, anger, greed, ego, lust, envy, enmity, etc., and make our mind as much spotless as the beads. Similar kinds of teachings are inspired by the lotus seat, asana and swan, the vehicle of the Mata Saraswati. Bhagwan Shri Vishnu. Appearance of Bhagwan Vishnu. Worship of Bhagwan Vishnu is extremely essential for those who wish to receive the supreme salvation. A common rule of worshipping is the worshipper must essentially have the virtues of the worshipped. Hence, Bhagwan Shri Vishnu gives his virtues through physical appearance. Reflection of scriptural appearance of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu. Shantakaram, Bhujga, Shayan, Padmanabham, Suresham, Vishwadharam, Gagana, Sadrisham, Meghvarnam, Shubhangam, Lakshmikantam, Kamlanyanam, Yogi Bhir, Dhyanagamyam, Vande, Vishnum, Bhavbhaya, Param Sarvalokeka, Natham. Meaning, I bow to Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, the preserver and the protector of the universe, who is peaceful, who reclines on the great serpent bed, from whose navel springs the lotus of the creative power, who is the supreme being, who supports the entire universe, who is all-pervading as the sky, who is dark like the clouds, and has a beautiful form. The Swami of Lakshmiji, the lotus-eyed one, whom the yogis are able to perceive through meditation. Salutations to Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, who removes the fear of worldly existence and who is the Lord of all the worlds. Scientific depiction of Vishnu's appearance. It is a common principle that the worshipper should be a Deva, God, first, and worship the God then. Let us reflect the appearance of Bhagwan Vishnu in the light of this principle. The first virtue of Bhagwan Vishnu is his peaceful appearance. Hence, his worshipper must also acquire a peaceful appearance. This is also the need of the hour in the world, which is at present full of conflicts, disputes, tensions, and all that could pose a potential danger to the earth itself. Despite having all kinds of wealth and luxuries, people are devoid of peace. Hence, all the worshippers who want peace must first reflect upon the peaceful appearance of Bhagwan Vishnu. Why does Bhagwan Vishnu rest on Sheshnaga? The second virtue, resting on the Sheshnaga, must be considered as the sub-virtue of the peaceful appearance. Scriptures describe Sheshnaga as Kala also. Sheshnaga is supposed to be a highly poisonous snake, but Bhagwan Vishnu is resting on him without fear or worries. It teaches us not to lose patience even while facing the Kala itself. Instead, one must strive to ride on it. Only then one can remain peaceful. If the fear overpowers you, it may shatter your peace. The worshippers who strive for salvation are thus guided to be peaceful in each and every circumstances. Why is there a lotus in the navel? The third virtue of Bhagwan Vishnu is that he bears a lotus on his navel. Hence he is also known as Padmanabham. From the lotus rises Bhagwan Brahmaji. Bhagwan Brahmaji has only royal virtues, Rajoguna. Thus, to remain in peaceful form, Bhagwan Vishnu has discarded all the royal virtues through his navel. Similarly, he has comfortably made the snake, which has immense tamoguna, the virtue of darkness, his seat, asana. Thus, only satoguna, virtue of the truth, remains with him, and Bhagwan became Shantakaram, acquired a peaceful form. Hence, if a worshipper wishes to be in peaceful form, he must, first of all, discard the virtues of royalty and darkness. Why does Bhagwan Shri Vishnu stay in the sea of milk? Before attempting to solve the problems, let us first give a thought to the oceans also. All the oceans, as we know, are huge bodies of the saline water. How is then the sea of milk? A couplet of Chanakya Niti explains it this way. Kevit macron sint, mama jwane, yadi harir, visvambharu gyate. No cedar bhak jvanya, janan stanya, katha nirmame. Itilosia, muhur muhur, yadukte, lakmapte kevla. Tvatpambuja, sevanena, satata kalo, mainyet. Meaning, why should I be concerned for my maintenance while absorbed in praising the glories of Bhagwan Shri Vishwambhara Vishnu, the supporter of all? Without the grace of Bhagwan Shri Hari, how could milk flow from a mother's breast, pours out for a child's nourishment? Repeatedly thinking only in this way, O Lord of the Yadus, O husband of Mata Lakshmi Ji, all my time is spent in serving your lotus feet. Reason for holding the Sudarshan Chakra. The constantly whirling wheel with clear good vision. The famous Sudarshana Chakra, the constantly whirling wheel with clear good vision, is whirling constantly on the finger of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu. Through this wheel, Paramatma teaches the humankind that the cycle of the universe is whirling at his will. If anybody tries to go against his will, i.e., constantly whirling wheel with clear good vision, or gives up religion and begins to behave irreligiously, I will whirl him like the wheel, or punish him with the wheel. The Sudarshana Chakra inspires, as well as punishes also, as per the clear good vision and command of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu. Reason for holding the conch, Shankh. White color and its sound are the main virtues of the conch. Through the color of the conch, Bhagwan Shri Vishnu teaches us to follow the path of the truth. The sound is like a warning call. If the path of truth is not followed, the violator will be challenged and punished. Thus, either by fear or by any other means, one must follow the path of truth. Purpose of Kaustubhamni. Kaustubha is the best jewel among all the gems. One who bears it must be gentle, knowledgeable, virtuous, etc. Thus, bearing Kaustubhamani, Bhagwan Shri Hari inspires the common people that if they wish to develop all these virtues among themselves, they will have to move towards these characters of the gem. Once advanced on this path of the best virtues, they will feel the eternal light in their life and desired unification with Paramatma Par Brahma, and ultimate salvation can be achieved. Why does Bhagwan Vishnu hold a make? Make is such a weapon that shows and dares for the physical strength. It used to be possessed by the fighters to demonstrate their strength. Among all the ancient weapons, make is one of the main weapons. Its application is profusely seen in the Shastras like Ramayana, Mahabharata, etc. by physically powerful and strong Yodhas, grand fighters like Hanumana and Bhima. Thus, with the make, Bhagwan Shri Hari warns anti-social elements that if they try to violate the sanctity of religion and torment his devotees, he will punish them. Tulsidas too writes about the reasons for the incarnation of Bhagwan Shri Hari in Shri Ramcharit Manas. Jaba Jaba H. Dharma ke echanai, Unnata H. Asura Adhma Abhiman. Taba Taba, Prabhu Dhari Vividha Arra, Harhi KR with Macron Nidhi, Sajjana PR with Macron. Meaning, whenever there is a loss of religion, the demons, the evils, and the arrogant increase, then Bhagwan Shri Hari incarnates with diverse bodies, and every grace is showered upon gentle beings by destructing their woes. Bhagwan Shri Vishnu takes various incarnations to protect his devotees. Why is Garuda, eagle, the vehicle of Vishnu? Garuda, eagle, is said to be the king of the birds. It is the fastest among all the birds. Thus, Bhagwan Shri Vishnu is assuring his devotees to be fearless, because if any calamity befell them, he will reach to them in no time. Mata Lakshmi Ji. Why Mata Lakshmi Ji serves the lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu? Mata Lakshmi Ji presents an example of an ideal spouse before the world. The supreme duty of a woman is the best described in the service of her husband. Second aspect of the message is for the people who want to get rich, that if they want the wealth, they must develop a devotion for the feet of Narayana. For Mata Lakshmi Ji, Mata of wealth, is to be found there and nowhere else. Reason for liquidity of Lakshmi. The better half of Bhagwan Vishnu can never be freakish, because Satoguna is the main virtue of Bhagwan Vishnu. in the proximity of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, whose main virtue is Satoguna. No one can remain freakish. But the material wealth, that is gold and silver, have mobility as their main virtue. Thus, the rich people who have this wealth may be freakish, but not Mata Lakshmi ji, the beloved of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu. Why is the owl the vehicle of Lakshmi? Now let me tell you Mata Lakshmi ji and owl's katha. How owl became vehicle of Mata Lakshmi ji, and how Mata Lakshmi ji treats the owl. Mata Lakshmi ji emerged during Samudra Manthan, and she was so pretty that Lord Vishnu made her his wife. Initially Mata Lakshmi ji and Vishnu used to fly on Garud. And when Mata Lakshmi ji had lone work, she used to fly on Garud alone. That's why Garud is so rich. One day Mata Lakshmi ji was going through a forest. She saw a mighty owl crying in pain. He was injured. He told Mata Lakshmi ji that if she cures him, he would always help her. Mata Lakshmi ji took her to heaven, and Dhanvantari cured him. In due course Mata Lakshmi ji started loving the owl and made him her vehicle. Owl though moves very slow, but always reaches in time at the place where Mata Lakshmi ji has to give money. An owl is considered as a bad omen in general public perception. But if we see it in the context of the philosophy of religion, an owl is considered a wise animal, or a pictorial representation of a wise person. An owl has focused eyes, and he is always alert. He silently observes everything in his surroundings and remains quiet mostly, and speaks only in times of danger. Owls are awake when others are asleep. Owls do pray and perform their work without any noise, and do it in a swift and silent manner, like a spy or undercover agent. Owls have the most silent flight among all the birds. Owls make the least noise in their flight. We can take that as a person who is working silently without creating any fuss or chaos, complaint or show of extravagance about his wealth or work. Owls have a more stable flight. They don't flap their wings as much as falcons or pigeons, and can maintain their speed and momentum even at less flapping rate. Although the growling of owls are considered bad omen, and they are a bad omen in fact, they give a man warning of upcoming bad events in his family. They are the carriers of bad messages and warnings of upcoming bad future only. And most importantly, owls have no mental or emotional bonding with their belongings. Mata Lakshmi ji being sitting on an owl means a person who is alert, observing every happening in his surroundings, quick, silent, not doing pomp and show before working in his workings, ready to work when others are doing nothing, and wise enough, is able to carry the wealth and prosperity, or to earn for himself and bring Mata Lakshmi to his home.